Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing another chatty sit down with me video because it is a very busy week. Regardless on me being able to like walk around and film, I'd be talking about the same topics. Today's video I'm going to be talking about making friends as an adult and as a mom adult. So kind of both. This actually I was thinking about it on Sunday. Our like church lesson was on like how can we reach out to others, how can we make new friends, because let's be honest, everyone is lonely in this world. So I wanted to make a video on that specifically because since moving to where we are now, I knew that we'd be here for a really long time, and so I wanted to like really get some like good friends here that I could rely on and create a support network system where we are now. And because we only have one kid, like it's good for Tiny to be around other kids and all that good stuff too, so she can kind of like adopt some siblings. I have 5 different like categories, and then I just have like some tips within those categories. So my first one is to piggyback off my kid at the park. If you're a mom, this is the easiest one to do because kids naturally will like start playing with each other, or like kids will come up to you and start like talking at you or ask you a question or something. So it's very easy for you to turn to the mom and say, oh my gosh, is that your kid? Like, how old are they? And all those like very general questions. Personally, how I go about this is I obviously, my kid plays at the park. Say she meets this other little girl, little boy, whatever, and then I will figure out which mom is theirs. I will listen for how she talks to her kid. That's the biggest flag for me because if she's like yelling at her kid or is rude to her kid, if you're rude to a child, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be friends with those people that are rude to their kids. So, and I don't want to surround my kid with people like that either. I just like am aware of the mom. I kind of get the mom's vibes, and then I'll go ahead and like make some type of contact with them and say, oh, is that your kid? How old are they? Another thing I'm aware of is how much that mom is on their phone. That's like a personal preference of mine, because when you're on your phone, you automatically are saying I'm shut off from what's happening around me, and so that makes you like unapproachable, in my opinion. That's kind of like how I get the vibe. I should say I'm not judging the moms for anything. Like there are times where like I go to the park and I need to shut off, or yeah, I might not talk to Tiny the best or whatever. I'm not judging them. It's just you always have to get a vibe for someone, and that's whenever you're trying to make friends. You wouldn't just walk up to a stranger that you have bad vibes with and just try and be friends with them for the sake of being friends, if that makes sense. At least I don't. There may be some angels like that, but I get too nervous on people that could murder me. So after I make contact, that's when I'll suggest, hey, we should meet up again. The kids like played really well together. Or I've said this quite a few times, you seem pretty cool, like would you guys be up for meeting up at the park again? So like complimenting them and starting with, hey, you seem like a pretty cool person, I'd like to get to know you more, and then exchange phone numbers, and then actually set up the like next park date. Don't wait for them to do it, because 99% of the time they won't do it. This next category kind of goes hand in hand, but it's to talk to people. You cannot make friends if you don't talk to people. And as sucky as that is, that's just how it works. You have to be the one to initiate if you want to make friends. So you can talk to people at the farmer's market, you can talk to them at the pool, at the park, what I just talked about, the splash pad, the grocery store. Did I already say the farmer's market? That's a really good one. That one's super easy. Hey, where did you find that thing that they're holding? Like what booth? Or, oh my gosh, your dog is so cute. Or, oh my gosh, I love your little girl's outfit. Okay, the next category is invite. Don't wait to be invited because you won't be invited. You could be like the coolest person ever and people still like wouldn't invite you because maybe you're too cool and they may be intimidated that you're too cool for them. And it could go either way, or like they don't know you well enough so they don't feel like they could invite you, or all that kind of stuff. And so just invite them. Invite them to do all the things that you want or can think of. So some things that you could do are meet up at the farmer's market, at the splash pad, you can meet up at the pool, at your house, you could invite them over. You could meet up for a picnic. Even like, hey, do you want to come over to our backyard and play? Like, what if they have kids? The World Cup is on right now, so I've invited 2 or 3 girls over to like watch a game with me. You could invite them over for a game night. I just finally got my husband to do this and he said that it was so fun, and all of the women whose like wives that I talked to said that all of their husbands had so much fun and hope that he does it again. So like you just have to be the one to invite to start like making those friendships. You can invite them on a hike. You could invite them to like a nearby lake or reservoir. If you guys have like paddle boards like we do, I'll say, hey, we're going paddleboarding, would you guys like to come? If you know that they don't have stuff like that, and then you guys can like switch off with kids at the beach, the moms could go, then the dads could. That's what we've done before, and it was so much fun. Now another one with this, with inviting people, is if you keep like inviting and they either never reply or they just can never come, that's kind of my signal that they don't really want to, or they're in a different season in their life and their life may actually just be that busy. There have been people like that here where I've like tried to get to know them, or like tried to be like create closer relationships with them because I thought they were super cool, and they either just stopped talking to me or we stopped texting, or like everything I was trying to set up never worked. And so it's okay. Like, it doesn't matter because that's just their opinion, and it doesn't mean anyone is like not cool or anyone's feelings have to be hurt. It's just, it didn't really work out. And so, but I still want to make friends. And so I'm just going to keep trying with other people. And so, or they may actually just be that busy in their life, or something may just be going on. And so that's where it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they ghost you or don't get back to you or whatever, because it's fine. You can make other friends and then everything will be okay. All of that being said, coming from someone who, I'll be honest with you, I really, like deep in my soul, needed and wanted to make friends here, to the point where like I felt almost like a little bit desperate because I didn't want to be lonely here, and I don't want to not be able to talk to someone, and I don't want a lot of friends, like a ton. I just want like some core friends that I like get to know really well, and we can like easily hang out with each other and do different things with like when we can, or just know that's coming from someone that really wanted to make friends here, and these are what have worked for me. My next thing is to join something. Join a adult soccer team if you like soccer, or a sport, literally any sport. Join a craft night, join your community Facebook page or like community group me, a book club, join a church. That's a pretty easy one because you're kind of forced to talk to each other a little bit depending on the church. But join something where you know you have some type of common interest, and then go from there. That one's kind of self-explanatory but a little bit harder to do because you kind of need to like have some time for that one. Have some time, but also remember you need to make time. If this is really important to you, you have to make the time to do it, which usually means to get off your phone. If you want me to be frank, that's for most people now, it means to dial back your screen time and then let's go out and make some like real friends. My last one is for when you make these like friends, or like you like to make deeper friendships with them, is to help other people. This one is exhausting, I'll be honest, but it easily shows people that you care about them and that you want to be there for them, which then usually is reciprocated. Some ways that I've done this is I have taken a friend a meal right after she's had a baby, but I didn't just take dinner. I made sure to really think about what they may need. So I prepped a bunch of breakfasts, my pancakes I've shared on here, and my breakfast cookies, because they can all be frozen, and she has a toddler. So she was moving from 1 to 2 kids, and so I knew that, at least for me, I just want to scream into a pillow every time my kid says she wants breakfast and is hungry. I don't know why. I just hate making breakfast. And so I assume that when you have a newborn and you haven't been sleeping, and then your toddler asks you, like, it's a whole other level. And so we made them dinner, and then we also made them all those breakfast items so that then they could freeze them and have them on hand. Another way is I made that same friend, I made her a basket, just a new mom basket of things that I would have appreciated. So obviously I put some diapers in there. I did not have time to go pick up all these things. So this is the way that I cheated. I Instacarted it to my house. I tried to think of as many areas as a new parent would need, and I also kept in mind their daughter, their toddler daughter, and then also their husband, because he should be seen as well. So I put in like a stir fry kit, the Kevin's Natural Foods, where it's like already made, you just throw it all in a pan. Elements, which I already had some of those left over. I do make my own electrolytes now, but I didn't want to like give them a white powder, if that makes sense. So I used some of like the actual packaged ones we still had. I threw in some of those. Protein bars. I bought some little cups of Annie's microwave mac and cheese for their daughter, because I knew the dad would appreciate those, or the mom, whoever is trying to give the toddler something to eat. I also threw in some microwave rice to go with that meal, so they don't have to worry about the carb either. I threw in some hand sanitizer, because new baby, you always need it. And I put in like a super tiny one so they could keep it in their car if they needed. And then I also got their daughter a mess-free like coloring kit. You have to pick something that does not need any adult attention on it. In my opinion, that's just mean. If you give something to try and help with the other kid, but then also needs adult supervision or help with something. So with this one, literally all they had to do is open the package for her, and then the daughter could do everything else, and they don't have to worry about it getting on things or cleaning up after it or marking up walls or anything like that. And then I got their husband, well, it was for both the wife and the husband, but I had the husband in mind, is ice cream sandwiches, just so they have like a treat, you know, when you're like going crazy, you need just a little pick-me-up. And then I also threw in some strawberry jam, because if you saw my last video, or one of my last videos, I have so much of it, and so I needed to get rid of it anyways. So I threw that in the basket as well. And then also the basket I chose to put it in, and I told this to her when I went over there, I was like, this is not the cutest basket. It's an organizer basket, but I've never met someone in my whole life who doesn't need some type of organizer container. And I picked the most generic, white, not holy container I could find. It was not like cute, but it's actually usable, instead of like a wicker basket or something else. Like, I just wanted them to be able to use whatever I gave them, and it to actually be practical for their family. It's more beneficial for them. If you're gonna already spend like $2 on a container of sorts, you might as well just get something practical. So yeah, and then after that I just tied a bow around the container to try and make it look a little bit cuter. Another one I've done is to pass on clothes that Tiny no longer fits to someone else who needs them. One other thing is to give access to something that you have. So for example, the paddle boards would be something that we would obviously let people borrow as we get to know them. I have offered my gym to as many people as I can, because I'm a personal trainer, so I just want everybody to be training, especially women, and sometimes we have a harder time getting to the gym. So, and my gym is very friendly for kids to be able to play in while their mom is working out. So I have one friend that comes over really often to use our gym. I don't care if I'm home or not. She has to go to my garage because we've reached that level of friendship. If you have anything that like other people would love to have or just be able to borrow for free, definitely remind people you have that. Like, hey, if you ever want to use this, please use it. Like, we bought it so that we can use it. It can be loved, and so people can have fun and make memories and whatever. Yeah, obviously it's up to you what you choose to share, but that's a very easy one. Essentially, just be really generous with your time and your energy and like your talents to be able to like make people things, or the items that you have to let people borrow. Offer to, like, once you get to this amount of comfortable with people, I guess, is to offer to take their kid to the park so that that mom can get some things done, or do like a really deep shower and like wash her hair, or be able to work or clean or do whatever she needs while she knows her kid is at like a park. And if you have like an iPhone, I've offered to like share my location while I have their kid, just so they have like that even more reassurance of like, okay, she's here with my kid, and like she can see where we are and what we're doing and just stuff like that. Just when you're like really getting to know the person, it's just another comfort that the mom may need / want. Just thinking of those little details with people. Just be thoughtful, be generous, be thoughtful, be kind, and join things and invite other people to come and do things. I did like a craft night a while ago. Actually, I shouldn't say a while ago, it was last week. It was so much fun, and all of the women that came like had so much fun. It was good. It was an easy craft. I did have people pitch in like $10 if they came to cover like the cost of it. Hopefully this video is helpful. It is something that I've been trying to do obviously for the past year. I feel like in a pretty good spot with it now, where like I'm gonna keep inviting people and I'm gonna keep like trying to grow these friendships. But it makes life a lot more fun, a lot more happy. Let me know if you guys have any other making friend tips, because there can never be enough, in my opinion, ways to try and make friends. So yeah, if you like leave a comment, that would be awesome. And be sure to like this video if you liked it, because it really supports my channel. And thanks for coming back to my like little cozy corner of the internet, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.